Welcome to my new video blog called An Artist's Life, sponsored by Tempton and Love Today. My name is Tuluv Price, and I am a full-time professional whose travel transactions are directly related to non-commercial academic research in my full-time professional area. My research will comprise of a full work schedule abroad and will have a substantial likelihood of public dissemination. Today is my very first segment of An Artist's Life, called Cuba C. So for the first segment, I would like to focus on my most recent trip to, you guessed it, Cuba!
Traicionó la perdida, caramba, qué ingrato y mal proceder. Ella me hizo beber.
Cuba embodies all art forms in its fullest capacity. Cuban life is art. There's no way around it.
Los amigos me olvidaron, solo mi madre lloraba. A Dios pedía y rogaba que se salvara su hijo. Recuerden lo que les digo.
Cuban life is art. Now, I like to think of myself as a multifaceted artist, but my first love is dance. And as a dancer in Cuba, I fell in love with the Cuban style of Rhumba. Now, you may be thinking of the ballroom style of Rhumba, which, we see now on Dance of the Stars in the U.S. However, I am speaking of the traditional dance style of the Rhumba, which started in the late 19th century. The Rhumba is a family of percussive rhythms, songs, and dances that originated in Cuba as a combination of the musical traditions of Africans brought to Cuba as slaves and Spanish colonizers. The name itself derives from the Cuban Spanish word rumbo, which means party or spree. It is secular with no religious connections. Now you will witness a small portion of my very first Rhumba lesson, which really didn't advance too much further past the basics. Welcome to Cuba C. This is Maestro Jenny.
Ahora, estás haciendo muñequeo. No es muñequeo, ¿cierto? Cuando tú tienes una cosa en la mano, que puede ser una saya, un pañuelo, entonces tú no puedes hacer esto. ¿Entiendes? Tienes que ir, ponerlo. Ahora mejor. Ahora vamos a hacer el paso básico. Hay un tiempo de clave para quedar bien. Ahora.
Rhythm of the feet are responding to the tempo of the clave, which goes bum bum ba-dim bum 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 ba-dim bum bum.
Ahora, la pierna no open grande, no, al ancho. Entra más, al ancho de tu óculo. Tú vas a hacer. No. Si abres mucho, obligado, hay que estirar. ¿Comprende? Yeah. Y como la pierna se mantiene semiflexionada, es pequeño.
Don't step out too wide. Your steps are aligned with your shoulders. Keep your knees bent. Don't stretch them out. That's salsa. Keep them bent, and keep a slight bounce all the time.
Se diferencia por el constante molleo.
Uh-huh.
La rumba ta ta ta
Boom,
ta,
boom.
pa 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 pa
Mm-hmm.
pa 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 pa
Rum pam pam, pam pam, parum pam pam, pam pam, parum pam pam, pam pam.
Cierra. Da. No una la rodilla. Pon tus piernas paralelas. Da, siéntate bien. Mirando el pie. No. El pie va paralelo.
Make sure your knees don't go inward. Keep your legs and your knees parallel. Absolutely parallel.
Your knees are going in.
And please don't make up excuses like, I'm knock-kneed.
Estás metiendo la rodilla para adentro.
Yes.
Avanzo. Lado, avanzo. Te pesan los zapatos, eso.
Was that a Joan? I think that was a Joan. I think she just said my big old boots wasn't helping the situation, which they weren't. As you can see, I did not advance very far this lesson. I did much better the next time around, but we don't have time to view that today. Now back to some more knowledge about the Cuban rumba. Cubans believe rumba is more than a music and dance genre. It is the collective expression of the Creole nature of the island itself. Rumba is a secular genre of Congolese, African, and Spanish flamenco influences and is one of the primary ancestors of popular music in Cuba. Rumba developed in the Cuban provinces of Havana and Matanza, 1 hour east of Havana, in the late 19th century. As a blending of Congolese-derived drumming styles, the Spanish flamenco singing influences. As a sexually charged Afro-Cuban dance, rumba was often suppressed and restricted because it was viewed as dangerous and lewd. Well. As you see, Afro-Cuban rumba is entirely different than ballroom rumba, or the African style of pop music called rumba. Rumba developed in rural Cuba and is still danced in Havana, Matanza, and other Cuban cities, as well as rural areas, especially those with a significant or predominantly black community, although now it is infused with influences from jazz and hip-hop. Thank you for watching Cuba C. Don't forget to tune in to my next segment. I'll be with you very soon. Thank you for watching.
Everybody, power.
Everybody having a good time, right, Celia?
¿Cómo?
Gracias, Celia, por invitarme.
Guantanamera, Guajira.